I'm trying my my mic that's not on my phone, just to see when I go do my die cutting. I feel like I'm always walking away, and so I'm hoping that there's a little mic thing. If you're watching, let me know that you're watching. Welcome. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching the replay, I'd love to hear from you. If you are watching, if you can let me know if the volume's working, that would be amazing. Let me just see. That's to turn it off. I don't want to do that. Hopefully, let me see. There's a blue dot on there, so hopefully that means it's working. We're gonna go with that. All right, so today, Stamping A to Z is my weekly live that I do. This is episode 220. I usually go through either a specific product or tool and show you new ways to use it. Sometimes it's just new product. But again, different ways to use it or just ideas on how to use it. Today I'm going to be using two of our new-ish bundles. They've been out for a while, I guess. They're in the online exclusives. There's two Halloween bundles. One is a full suite and one is just a bundle. I think they pair really well together. And you'll see why I felt like I don't usually buy Halloween sets. I have very few Halloween sets. But I do have a Halloween album class coming up, which as soon as I turn you around, I will. There's lots of things that Stampin' Up! Just announced. There's a sale tomorrow only. It's a 24-hour sale on stamps, all stamps. I think it says all stamps. It doesn't specify. I'm assuming it means in the mini, online, exclusives, and annual catalog, but I don't know for sure. It doesn't say in the, it doesn't specify, so I'm assuming it's all stamps. They're all 15% off, so not bundled together, but just the stamps. And there's, so they just announced a new class that they're going to be hosting with the Traditions of Christmas, which is kind of cool because if you've already bought the suite, you can pay and register for the class itself and still be a part of that. I don't think they've given us a price for that one. It just says that I think the class will cost something, and then there's the suite collection. There's all sorts of stuff. Let me turn you around and I can actually show you the, that is really weird. Oh, I get it. I was just looking at the, my iPad, which is over there, and then I'm turning and anyways, squirrel. Yeah, so let me get you turned around. And then we can talk about what's upcoming and show you the bundles and get started on some crafting. Oh, I always forget about that. It's a little tight when I try and put the mic on here. You know what I'm gonna do for a sec here? I just wanna see, yep. I just wanted to make sure that there was some volume happening. All right. Okay, so here's the two bundles. This Spooky Halloween is the suite. So there's the bundle, the stamp, and the dies, which the dies are super fun. You'll see we're going to use a bunch of those today. So this with the suite comes with a suite of paper, except for it's buried because I'm going to be using it actually first up. So you'll see that. And then it has all my pieces and parts are spread around. Okay, so it has paper. They just came out with a scrapbook kit that goes with it as well. There's these embellishments. They're like foamy with glittery stars. There's this beautiful petunia pop kind of shiny ribbon. There's, you've seen them before in my live, probably, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, where I used the bag, the iridescent treat bags. Here they are. See, this is why I need my mic, because I turn around the other way. So these are the iridescent treat bags, which I used today. I'm going to use them as a bag, but I'm also going to use them the way I used them the other day, where you can make some cool kind of iridescent paper with it. So you'll see that from start to finish. I think that is the whole suite. Hi, Yolande. Let me know how the volume is, because I'm using my Bluetooth mic and I'm not sure how it's working. Anyways, this is the other bundle. So this is just a standalone bundle. I mostly got it for the dies, because I have a spiderweb embossing folder, I believe, but I don't have any dies. So I really liked that I could make the spiderweb with the dies. I like the boo and the eek and the little spider, and then tags. You can never go wrong with tags. And then you've got like the label that you can have all the cute things for. Volume's good. All right, perfect. All right, so before we get started with those, I just wanted to show quickly. So I do have my class schedule out. I have started emailing it. I have not finished. Hopefully I'll get to that later today and finish sending that out. So I've got lots of different classes. And then, like I said, Stampin' Up! Has added a class of their own on October 23rd. It's using the Traditions of Christmas, which is the beautiful, I've shown it. It is a beautiful suite collection. And if you've already purchased the suite collection, you can just purchase the class and that still counts. I don't know what the cost is. They haven't released that yet. I can't remember if they said when registration starts for that. I'm super excited. They are releasing their first advent calendar. I have been wishing, and I think I even put it into their demonstrator, like there's a suggestions box where you can ask for things that you would like. And I know I've put in there that I'd like an advent calendar. Obviously other people did too. So they've come out with a 12 days of crafting advent calendar. And from what they said, it's not Christmas. I think it's all, it's card making, and it's all, not all season, all, my words. All celebrations, put it that way. And then it comes with stamp sets that go with the things inside. So I think there's dies, I think there's embossing folder. I'm not exactly sure. They haven't told us. It'll be a really big surprise for everyone. So I'm obviously going to buy one. If you want to get one also, I would love to open it up and play. I was thinking I might do, since it's 12 days, I might do 12 days of crafting with it. Every day I'll open one. And so if you have one, we can craft together. There is also, which I didn't print out, October 4th is World Card Making Day. Stampin' Up! Has a free event for that. However, oh, that's what I forgot to pull out. There is, so they will be using a kit for the event, and I've already ordered mine because I wanted to show it to you. I think I was so tempted by this simply for the box. Isn't that the cutest box? So again, it's all occasions cards. They're beautiful. I love these colors. So it comes with everything you need. It comes with the block, it comes with the adhesive, the embellishments, the string twine, the stamp set, which has hello sunshine, happy birthday, thanks so much, thinking of you, wishing you the best, and to and from. It has Secret Sea, which is one of our new in colors, one of my favorite colors. And then it has this tote box. It's super sturdy. It's almost like it's sturdier, stronger than this chipboard. It's a really nice weight and easy to put together. It's just a 3M sticky. I don't want to spoil everything by opening it up or anything before the event, but if you're interested, you can always go online and purchase the kit. They just announced, because they had changed all of our shipping and everything, and now it's all like we can't do group like hosting and group yeah, isn't the advent calendar look, yeah, I love that. I've seen other companies do some different, you know, and like now all the makeup companies and the wine and the beers and but it's nice that there'll be a crafting one. What was I gonna say? Oh, so they're going to be introducing back an ability for demonstrators to group shipping. So, but it all has to ship to like one place. So it just saves you a bit of money on shipping. So if you wanted, I think this kit is 40-ish. I forgot to look. With all the, it has 10 cards. Where's the, I think it has 10 cards, 10 envelopes, and then the box that holds everything. Anyways, it's a fun kit. And so kind of the threshold is like that $100 magic mark. So if your order's under $100 and you don't want to pay the full shipping, you can always have it shipped. If you can piggyback on one of my orders, or if you have a friend that you want to bulk with and you want to send it to one of your houses, you'll be able to do that. I'm not sure when that starts, but it is coming. All right, let's start crafting. So I called this episode Halloween Crafts because I'm not doing all cards. I am making one card, but I wanted to do a little bit of everything with Halloween. So here is, oh, I just realized you can probably see that. This is some of the designer series paper. Let me grab I've already chopped into a lot of it because I am, so one of my classes that I'm offering is a Halloween album class, and we are going to be making our own albums. And my goal in this is to have pages where you're going to keep memories of your kids or your own Halloweens for each year, which is fun. So there's some really fun prints. I've chopped most of it up. So there is that. So I think I decided that the better way to do the album, I did use so this is the designer series paper that goes with the kit. There is the scrapbook kit, which I have decided to use this as the album instead. It's easier. It has the sticker pages. The sheets are a little bit less busy, so just more suited, and you'll have lots left over after the album to do cards or other scrapbook pages. Sounds good. All right, and then there's some like pieces to cut for journaling or tags or whatever. but there is 2 sides to it as usual, because this is the designer series pack, but a little bit different than some designer series paper packs. So this was before the scrapbook. There's these ephemera or cutouts. I don't know. There's 2 pages of this, and then there's a couple pages of this where you can do your card backgrounds or scrapbook backgrounds, however you want to do that. So I just want, those are some samples, not all of the pages, because like I said, most of it's been cut up and missing. All right, so I had enough of this one because obviously I wasn't gonna use this in my, oh, well, I could have used this side, but anyways, I had this page left. This sheet is, I believe it's 6 inches wide by, this one is 10, but you don't need it to be 10. Well, depending on how you want to make your treat bag. I made my original one 2 by 2 by 2, but since we have 10, we could make it a bit bigger, but I'll stick with the 2s since I've already done that. No use trying to do some extra math on a, on a video. So I'm just every 2 inches, so 2, 4, 6, 8. Now you do want it, you want at least 8.5 because, so I'm going to cut it at 8.5 because you need a lip to glue it together. And then we're going to score 2 inches at the bottom, or just slightly under 2 inches. Because you don't want it to kind of over. Okay, so I'm guessing you probably can't, I don't know if you can see those lines or not. Maybe you can see them once I fold them. All right, so you're just gonna do all your folds here. And then there's this one, oops, it has the 1/2 inch fold there. Now for this one, and then there's the 2 inches down here. So you could use either side if you don't want to make a Halloween treat bag. This would make a really nice Thanksgiving pumpkin, or a little less, just a different look. So it just depends what your preference is. So for this one, we're going to cut off the small rectangle. So I'm going to cut onto the inside of the score line, and I'm going to angle this. So you've got, and I'm going to angle this one as well. So this is my tab here that just connects the box together. And then we're going to cut on the inside of the score line again, just kind of slightly tapered, and I'm going to do it on each side just so that they're not, it just makes a cleaner, you don't get them bumping into each other. Nothing major, just a small. Okay, and then super easy peasy, you can take the Stampin' Seal Plus, or you can use the tear and tape if that's your preferred, or you can use glue, but then you have to wait for it to hold. And the easiest, I mean, you could fold it at any point, but the easiest is just to fold it over, and then it locks you in, and look at that, it even, your paper ends up matching. So the 2 by 2 just happens to make for a perfect match on the square. And then you could use adhesive or snail again, I'm just going to use glue and put it on. Make sure you only put it on 3 sides. You don't want to have glue on the outside of your 4th one. And then you can take your bone folder and just kind of push it down. And in real life, you'd probably want to let it dry a little bit. And then you just got to decide which side, if you want your little cat to be looking out, you can just push the sides in, and then you have a little treat box in here. So like the Lindt ball chocolates or any, like a bunch of the little Halloween candy would fit in there. And a nice way to close this is with the die cut from the Spooky Halloween set. So there's this little bat die, and it cuts out, so you could use it as a tag. But the cool thing with this one is there's a score line, which you probably can't see. And it's, I don't know why it doesn't like to fold on the score line, but you have to know it's there. So once you get that folded, you have the bat sticking up. So you could use it as a tab, you could use it as a bookmark piece, or what I did was I put some Stampin' Seal on either side and attach that together. And then you could add, so I cut out the boo. Oops, that's from the other set. So you could add boo to this. This is that glimmer paper that I used last week that's on the last chance. It's still available, so if you haven't got your hands on it, it's a really good one for Halloween as well. So this is the one I made. I made a mess of the white embossing powder. Even though I put the embossing buddy on there, I don't know what I did. Anyways, I took the stamp from the Spooky Halloween, Don't Worry, Eat Sweets, and I used, I don't know if you've seen me do this before. So what you do is you cover all the words you don't want, and then you ink up. So say I put my Versamark on here, but now these papers are full of Versamark. So you would take the papers off and then stamp it, and then clean it, and then do the same thing again where you would cover the eat and then do the sweets, and then you can have your words separate. So those are a couple options there. So I just put snail on there, so it's easy for someone to peel it up, and probably, I don't know if they could stick it back down, but because this has nothing in it, so I wanted to be able to lift it up. So I just put regular Stampin' Seal on there so I can still fill it, and then I can just stick it back down. There you go. So that's a quick and easy treat. Next, I have another easy treat using the iridescent bags. I just realized I forgot to grab more things to put inside, but that's okay. I'll show you the finished product. So here I've got the 2 tag pieces that are in the Fright Night die set. So I cut out those 2, one in black and one in white. And then I cut out the boo in white. You could, if you don't have a punch, or if you just want it to match well, once you put it together and you wanted a hole for the tag, this is a great way to line it up, because you can tell how much, it's not like with a punch where you're kind of just guessing. So if you're a real perfectionist and you want to get that just right, you can use that. If you have a little punch, you can always use a little punch too, which is what I did. That's more the lazy side of me. All right, so then I've got, normally, like I've said before, I usually, let's see where we're at. I usually would stamp first and then cut out, but since I wanted this to go a little quicker for you, I pre-cut things, and hence the reason I'm using the Misty here. Just a little easier to line things up. Hopefully I've got it lined up pretty good. And I want it nice and dark. Now I just realized I probably should have inked up. I'm going to ink up the background, which I probably should have done first, but I forgot. So we'll ink it up and hopefully it doesn't smudge too much. Okay, so we've got that. And then we've got our blending brushes. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to mention. I do have my, so I always do a monthly card club every year. Since they've changed how things are purchased and how things run, I changed up. I changed it for partly for that, but also because I feel like when you, so normally it was free every month, but I would send you 3 card kits to make 3 cards, and we would make them together. But part of the free part was with the understanding that you would put a purchase in for a minimum of $35. Now, like I said, with the shipping, if you're spending $35 and you're shipping it to yourself, you're paying more in shipping. And so then either you feel like you need to spend more, or we started trying to we were doing the payments every other month, and it's a bit messy and it doesn't work that well. So I changed things so that I am now doing, it's like not just a card kit, but it's a product and card kit. So you will get a sampling of product worth a minimum of $30 every month, sent with the 3 card kits, and then you don't have to put in an order. So the cost now is $40 because it'll cost me more to ship those to you, especially if you don't live in Edmonton. If you want to pick it up, I can see, I haven't totally figured out the shipping at this point. It might be more than I'm hoping I can work it based on smaller, lighter thing. Like I just have to watch what I include in the kits. So anyways, October will be the first month for that. Normally we do October to June. You do not have to commit for the whole time. However, if you do, there will be a bonus for you for committing to the whole time. So I will expect payment by the 3rd of every month. I was asked by someone if they could pay for multiple months in advance, and that is fine. Advance is okay. Late, a little harder, but yeah, so if you're interested in, oh my goodness. Tried to fly out of my chair here. My chair tried to fly away from me, I guess. So here I'm just taking my punch rather than running it through the die cutting. Isn't that cute? And then I have my boo. Now I probably want to dry this because with the ink, I have adhesive on the back of this, but when the ink is wet, it doesn't stick as well. Anyways, if you're interested in the card club, if you want, if you have more questions, or if you want to join, let me know. October will be the first one. And we meet by Zoom. It's all recorded, so if you can't make it that month, but you still want to get the kit and craft, you can. What else? So here's, I didn't have any Halloween candy, so I put some Welch's in. These are the Irridescent treat bags. This is the really pretty ribbon, and then the tag. So that would make for cute little gifts, or even if you made cookies or something. What night will the Zoom be? Right now, I am planning to do it on the 4th Thursday of the month. However, Christmas lands on that day. So we do, I usually take a poll and see what day we can move it to for if we do have to change days like that. But for the most part, it'll be the 4th Thursday. It just makes it, I used to do the 3rd Thursday, and the 3rd Thursday works really well, except with getting payment at the beginning of the month and then having to order and then having to ship things out. I feel like it's more doable at the end of the month. So I'm hoping, I mean, this is a new way of doing it, kind of trial and error. I'm pretty flexible. Okay, next up is a card. So let's put these away so I don't make a mess everywhere. With my squeaky chair, you'd never know it was like, well, I was going to say it's a brand new chair. It's not a brand new chair. I've had it since, I think, during COVID, I guess, because that's when I started doing these. Anyways, did I have it? I'm trying to think if I had it before. No, I haven't had this craft room that long. I don't know. Anyways, so I made a mask. I cut out the masking paper using the Everyday Arches. And I'm using my grid lines to line it up onto my paper. So my paper was mostly straight. So it's kind of, I don't know if you can see the paper through there, but it's fairly even through there. Now, I found an old stencil. This was a paper pumpkin, I think, that one of the months had stencils in it. My pink chair? No, not my pink chair. It's actually, I have a Herman Miller ergonomic chair. I splurged with all my neck and issues. And at that point, I think I was having a lot of tailbone issues. So when back from my ergonomic consulting days, Herman Miller is like the gold standard for comfort, not comfort, but chairs that are good for your body. So yeah, so my Herman Miller is the one I have. I am actually getting close to doing a tour of my classroom here. I have to clean it. And I know it'll never be perfect, so I can't wait till it's perfect. I'm doing what do you call it? A training where we're supposed to do before and after pictures of our craft room, like with the purpose of cleaning it up. So I thought that's a good time to get off my butt and do the tour. But yeah, it's my Herman Miller chair. Love it, but it squeaks. Maybe I should contact them and say, because it's funny, it actually was where it's a stool because my desk is counter height. As I would love to stand when I'm crafting. However, my feet don't really love standing, so I kind of need to be able to do both. So my desk is counter height, and my stool, it's technically not a chair, it's a stool. I think I can do the rest of this just with a bit of gray. So that's why I have to kind of hop up onto it when I sit. So when I went to sit there, it tried to roll away from me. My pink chair is just a regular, it's my cheap, that one's at my computer desk, just regular desk. That was my cheap Costco find. I love it though, it's very comfortable, and the boys sit in it all the time when they come and visit me in my craft room. And then we get to do the ta-da moment. I love it. I love using stencils and masking. It just is so satisfying when you peel it off. And so I've used this multiple times, and I will continue. I did try to stick the backing back on, and it just doesn't stick. So if you can just kind of keep it off to, obviously you can't like store it anywhere unless you have some creative way of storing it. Isn't that pretty? So now I've got my, it's Halloween, right? So it's supposed to be spooky. So we haven't gone with too happy colors, but I'm gonna make it a happier place. So I've cut out this little haunted house here. I did it twice, but I wanted, so this is the glimmer paper that is on the ombre, what's it called? Ombre glimmer, pastel and ombre glimmer paper, which is on sale. It's half price, $8.25 instead of $16.50 in the last chance. So what I did is I put glue here, and it comes with, I believe it comes with 2 sheets of each, and they're ombre, so there's like a purple to orangey. There's this, I think it's the Lucky Limeade Lemon Lolly-ish. I don't remember exactly. Hang on, I have it right here. While this dries a wee bit, grab it. So, oh yeah, it has the Coastal Cabana. So it has Balmy Blue, Bubble Bath, Coastal Cabana, Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather, Lemon Lime Twist, Lemon Lolly, Petal Pink, Pool Party, and Soft Sea Foam. So they just kind of move into one another. So there's 6 sheets of those. So that's like just over $1 per sheet. That's not bad. Okay, so I just thought that this one, even though it kind of has the color variation, it looks like lights in the background. And then I was going to do it black, but I thought that was too boring. So what I decided to do was I cut another piece, and I'm going to offset it a little bit. And then you kind of have the glow of the windows. You have a bit of the black outline, and then a fun front color, and then it's not so now I've taken away the spooky, the real dark spooky. And then since it cuts out the windows and stuff, I just am cutting out around this. You could, if you like to do puzzles, you could puzzle piece, like you could cut out the yellow glimmer, and then just take the window pieces and piece it into here. But you would still need a background piece to stick it to, so unless you just stuck it direct onto your card. But there are many ways to make it work. And then, okay. Thanks for stopping in, Yolande. Oh, I should get you to drop your YouTube name in here, and then people could go watch. I still want to figure out a way. So Yolande is she does all sorts of art, very art with paints, and the jelly plate, she did an alcohol ink. I want to figure out a way to combine, which I have done. I have a few, at least one, I think I have more than one video using the jelly plate with Stampin' Up! Stuff. But she is an expert. So I want to do a collaboration maybe. I just need to get my butt in gear. All right, so we've got our little haunted house here, and then we can just glue that. Since there's already 3 layers, it's almost the same thickness as if I have dimensionals on here. So what I did was I have this little fence piece that comes with the dies, and you need to put dimensionals to when it's not on the house. So what I did was I just took my black dimensionals, because that way if it hangs over the edge you won't see it at all. And then I don't know if these are going to be skinny enough. Cut them as, I'm going to put it on the wider part here, and then we'll try and go even skinnier. For the upper part. There, and then I'll just put a bit of glue here so it glues to the house. And then, so once you take off the backing for the dimensionals, you can see it's, oh, I don't think that's stuck down well. It's all black, so if it is hanging off a bit, you shouldn't notice it. I don't know why this is not wanting to come off. It is happy in its home. Okay. So then we've got the fence. Oh shoot. I should have done it before I stuck everything down. So for this one, I stamped directly on my paper. Maybe what I'll do is I might cut out the eek in black to put here instead, since well, maybe I'll do this. We'll see. I'll show you what I did for the sentiment. So I do have also, I seem to be missing. I cut out some of the bats. I thought I had 3. but I seem to be missing one. I'm not sure, I'll have to find him. So anyways, I put the small mini dimensionals, again the black, they just fit. So again, if you're slightly off, it won't show. So anyways, this is the finished one. So you can see how it's ombre. So this has a bit more of the peachy tones to it. This one has more of the purple. I was contemplating putting, I'm losing another bat. Okay. The purple and then the black. I do have to cut this down. But instead of just black, maybe the purple. I think that would look pretty. So I'll finish this up. So here I just stamped Spooky directly on the card, and I used black embossing powder. But since I'd have to make sure to throw it off that way if I do that again, just because I glued this stuff down. So before I put the bats or anything, I'll have to stamp. Or I could put the eek or boo or something. But that is my card. All right, and normally I only do 3 things. Was that 3? That was 3. But I have one more. I don't know if I'll finish it, but just to give you an idea, I can get to it here. Okay, so I've got my iridescent treat bags, and I've got the ribbon. I've pre-cut some pieces and parts. So I pre-cut with the party letters, which goes with these party banners. I pre-cut a boo. I pre-cut a bunch of these bats, and if you go into the online exclusives and you look at this suite, they did make a banner type thing, and they used these at the top. Let's see if I can. I don't know why that one never wants to. Must be the way it doesn't like to bend there, even though there's a score line. It's very strange. Anyways, so this would be, so say you had your banner here, there's 2 pieces. So say you had your banner, you could put this at the top like this, or you could put it in behind here. So then you just have the little bat on top as you're going. And on their sample, they did an ombre coloring, kind of like I did for the tag, but I thought about doing the same thing that I'd been doing last week, where I thought I could take a piece of paper, and this is the adhesive sheet, and this is the baggie. Now for the baggie, you don't need both sides. If you wanted to, if you were hanging your banner and it was only one layer, you could put the bag on both sides, and then it would be pretty on both sides. But for this, I only need one layer, so you can get 2 pieces out of one bag. Okay, so let me move all of this. And I was going to decorate the banner with these pieces. So we've got our piece of basic white, and then we have our adhesive sheet. I like to do one piece at a time. I find it easier to control. Otherwise, it ends up at an angle and it doesn't quite work the way I necessarily want it to. So I don't know, that's just a me thing. But I find it to to be the easiest way to get that on there. Okay. And then, so last week I hadn't had the thought to do it ahead. So now this, before I cut things, die cut things. So this time I'm putting my adhesive sheet on. And now, oof, I'm getting adhesive everywhere. Now we have to try, put it down nice and flat. And I was hoping I would be able to get 2 of the banners in here at once. So then, banners. I think I had the banner. I had left it out. I did. Okay, so I can go this way, and I'm hoping I can get, I don't know if we'll be able to get 2 in here, but let me do 1, and then I'll show you. Go right to the edge. And that way too, when you run it through the die cutting machine, it's sandwiching it all together. So it's just making it stick that much more. And then you get this beautiful background. So if you had fancy foil paper, I think I can get a second one in there. If you had the fancy foil paper, you could use that, or you can make your own like this, and then you don't have to use your blending brushes. So then we could put like the bee here, and then we have, where did my, and then you could take, oh, I don't know, one of these, maybe some candy corns. And then a single one. And then I was going to do, so I'll have the 3, let's see, we'll have the 3 with the, for the boo. Of course, see the difference between the white and the iridescent bag on there? It's quite the powerful punch. I don't know which way these O's are supposed to go. They kind of have a narrower, and anyway, so I was going to have that, but then I was going to have 1 on each side. And then put maybe like a, maybe we could use the tree. Obviously pop some of those. Oh, maybe my tree is a bit big. I wonder if my hippopotamus, he can go there. And then I didn't know if like a fence, or maybe the fence with the tree. I could do the pumpkins. Anyways, so I'm gonna do all of these with the baggies. Since, see, I pre-cut them and then I thought of it afterwards. But I just thought, because I was going to color it the way they had done it in the on the online exclusives, but then I was like, why not use the baggies, and then you have instant color, so you don't have to color any of that, and it just makes the black pop. So I'll finish that and I'll post it with the cards like I do every week. So you can, I need to have a blog so I can post it on my, and then it might be easier for people to find also. But yeah, so that was my, and then I'm going to run, like, wouldn't it be pretty? So what I could do actually, you could run, so because there's the hole there, you could, I think just running it either in the front or behind. If you glue this down, that's what you could do. So if you just kind of string it through, one of the ways maybe, and then glue it down, then it's just dangling, or you could put it through. And that way it can still move. But if you want it in one place, then I guess you could glue it. I don't think you'd want to glue it in the front. I think you'd want it hidden, but you could glue it so that it's stays also. But I think it would be cute to be able to run it through and just have that ribbon there. And then you've got this. Oops, upside down candy corns. There, isn't that cute? So if you're having a party, you could have Happy Halloween, you could have the Boo, you could have, I mean, you could make it as long or as short as you want, depending what you're building your decor for. So anyways, those are some ideas for Halloween. Hopefully it inspires you. Maybe I'll have to cut out some spider webs and spiders and put them on here as well. I think that would be really cute. All right, I will work on that and let you guys go since it's already been an hour. Hopefully you have a great rest of your week, and we will be back next Wednesday. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to share and like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Let's grow this community. I would love to have more of you watching live. It's always fun to have the interaction and the input as we go. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.